What's up everyone, Godzilla vs. Kong comes out at the end of the month, so building up to that, I'll be reviewing all the movies in this like monsterverse that Warner Bros. Has. So that means today it's Kong Skull Island. Real quick, this video is going to have spoilers for the movie, so obviously if you haven't seen the movie yet, don't watch this video. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, comment down below, let me know what you thought of the movie. Anyways, let's get into the review. So going into this movie, I'd actually never seen it. I remember wanting to back when it came out in 2017, but I just never got around to it. But I was actually quite excited for it. I like King Kong a lot. I love Peter Jackson's King Kong from 2004. I just think it's a really cool concept, like this big gorilla that just destroys stuff. And there's more to it, obviously, than that, but I've always liked King Kong. And this movie's really a fairly simple take on King Kong. Where like scientists and some soldiers, they go to Skull Island to kind of investigate things, and then they find King Kong. And when they get there, King Kong like wreaks havoc on them, and they see him as an enemy. But in the end, there's this weird like underground monsters that he's like protecting the world from. So he saves the day in the end. And of course, there's more to it like that. Like Samuel Jackson's character wants to kill King Kong. There's always that character that doesn't care about the animals in the movies like this. And then John C. Reilly's in here. He plays a World War II soldier who was like stuck on the island, or his plane crashed on the island, and then he's been there for like 40 years or so. But overall, it's a fairly generic and simple take on King Kong. So actually, I did enjoy this movie. I liked the cast and the characters for the most part, and it really had this kind of cool like Vietnam War aesthetic that I kind of thought looked nice. I thought the monster fights in this movie were awesome, as you might expect from a King Kong movie. It's really amazing how far CGI has come nowadays. I mean, everything looks incredible, and you never like notice anything that looks bad, and it just makes the movie really satisfying to watch when you just see how good the CGI is. And then the fights, like I mentioned, are really good in this movie. Like the one at the end where he rips out like the monster's guts and he kills the thing. That was a really cool scene. Nothing as cool as, from King Kong 2004 where King Kong snaps the T-Rex's jaws. Nothing as cool as that, but there were certainly some cool scenes. I heard some people complaining that this movie just like didn't look visually good. I didn't really notice that. I thought it looked fine. I thought the colors were a bit vibrant, which is kind of like the opposite of Godzilla from 2014, where everything was kind of gray. This one was very colorful. So they kind of went the opposite route. I thought it maybe a little at times it was too colorful for the vibes this movie was trying to give off, but I didn't really have any complaints about it. And visually, I didn't think this movie looked quite as good as Godzilla 3 years prior, but I still thought it looked fine. Talking about the characters, I really like John C. Reilly's character in here. He's kind of this like survivor on the island, and I just thought it was a really cool concept and really a good performance from John C. Reilly, who I've known from like Step Brothers and stuff. He usually plays like goofy characters, so it's kind of cool to see him playing a bit more serious role. He was making jokes here and there, but I like seeing comedy actors have different performances. I thought the score in here was actually pretty good. I don't remember who did it, but it just adds a lot of energy to it. Just it's what it should be. Kind of sounds like Hans Zimmer-esque, with these just intense drumming and stuff. It's just a good score. It does what it needs to. Adds energy to the scenes, kind of just rounds out the scenes and just does a good job at that. And even the soundtrack I thought was kind of neat. It was kind of like a generic 60s, 70s rock playlist, kind of like you see in every single Vietnam War movie ever, but it helped the movie feel genuine to the time period it was trying to go for, and I like that. Though many of the songs in this movie have been done to death. You see them in so many 60s, 70s movies, but I think that's alright. And like I mentioned with the characters, I just thought they were really good. Samuel Jackson's in there, Brie Larson, Tom Hiddleston. I thought they all had good performances. I liked all their characters. They all had kind of different arcs, I guess. Sometimes Tom Hiddleston's character was just a bit generic. He's supposed to be like the survivor. Once he got on the island, he just became like this just generic guy dealing with the situation. Kind of like Godzilla 2014. But I did like the characters, and I especially liked the actors. And I wouldn't mind if we actually got a sequel to Kong Skull Island down the road with the same set of characters, because I had fun with them. I think they were fine. And last note on the positive, for me, I think King Kong, I just really like King Kong. I love this just concept of this big gorilla on an island. And then like humans come there and they want to kill him, but he's good-hearted. I like that concept. I've personally always liked King Kong more than Godzilla. But really that's just me. I always feel like Godzilla is more of a spectacle and more of just these monster fights, while King Kong has more emotion and more drama to it, and it overall just uses human characters better. But I haven't seen a lot of the Godzilla movies, so I can't say that for certain, but that's just how I take it. I've always been a King Kong fan, and I thought this movie did a pretty good job at just pulling off King Kong. Not as good as Peter Jackson's King Kong, but I still liked it. Alright, so now moving on to the bad. I thought really this movie had some mixed messages throughout. Like, I never like how movies use like innocent characters or innocent soldiers or scientists. It kind of uses them dying for entertainment. Like, at times it was almost trying to make like jokes about it. Like, there's a scene where a soldier's like walking through the woods and then he just gets killed, and it's just like that, and it's not supposed to be like sad or anything. It's just like, oh, he's dying. Like, I don't know, but I don't like that. There's a time and a place for, you know, glorifying death in movies. Like, you talk about like action movies, like The Expendables comes to mind. Rambo 2007 or 2008, whatever year that came out, like John Wick, they have lots of death. But I think that's different because those are like action movies. There's not supposed to be this like deep-sided drama to it, where I think there is with the King Kong movie. So I just didn't like how it just kind of used human characters just to die, and that was their only purpose. I always think a monster movie like this should be treated more like Jaws, where, you know, you're trying to stop it because humans are dying. But really the humans are just treated like objects in this movie, and you don't care if they die, and I don't like that the movie does that. And for some reason with this movie, they really wanted to make it just this like popcorn fest where you just go to it and have a fun time, rather than actually making a deep movie like they did with Godzilla 2014. This movie feels like it's just for entertainment, which I thought was pretty unfortunate. And along the same note of characters dying, I've always had the same exact issue with the Jurassic Park movies. And kind of along the same note of Jurassic Park movies, I thought this plot was fairly generic and not fresh at all. It's just really the generic King Kong story. They go to Skull Island, and then they're like helicopters get taken down. Now they have to survive this like crazy island. I thought it was very similar to like the classic Jurassic Park tale. Where they're on the island, they have to survive with the dinosaurs. And overall, I actually thought this movie was fairly similar to Jurassic World from 2 years prior, which I thought was really unfortunate because it just really felt similar to Jurassic World. Like, just the colors, the plot, the style, everything felt similar. And it's even more unfortunate when you look at how good Jurassic World did at the box office. Maybe they were copying them, I don't know. For me, it felt very similar to Jurassic World. And that was really unfortunate because I just love King Kong so much, and I don't like how he got treated in this movie necessarily. Alright, so overall, I did like this movie. I crapped on it a lot, but I thought it was pretty good. Not necessarily like the best, but just it was entertaining. It did the job. Not necessarily where I would have liked them to take King Kong, but I did enjoy it, and I had a lot of fun watching it. Definitely thought the cast was good, and the action looked good, and just the movie looked good as a whole. But there were some mixed messages in there. I thought there were some tone problems, some pacing problems, and overall the plot was a bit generic. So I'm going to give this movie a 74% and a C. I think that's pretty fair. Wasn't crazy about it, but I did like it. Not a movie I would like to like revisit often, and not really a King Kong movie to brag about. But at the same time, it wasn't bad. And that will do it for my review for Kong Skull Island. Stay tuned. In a few days or a week or so, I'm going to be reviewing Godzilla King of the Monsters, I think what it's called. So make sure you stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, comment down below. Tell me what you thought of the movie. Tell me what you thought of the video. And thanks for watching, and have a great day.